Okay, this is Endpoint's End. This is Marisol's second companion quest. And you can talk to her pretty much after completing midpoint to endpoint, as long as you're back on the ship.
Have an update about that personal matter. You know, the one that might, end the universe. The other universe-ending thing. Back at Winter's Grasp, I found someone was continuing Anais, Sir Bujold's research. Believe I have a lead on their identity.
Didn't you say her research could destroy the universe? Probably shouldn't let that happen.
I wholly agree. I pieced together information from earlier leading to Golden Ridge on Dorado. Oddly enough, to the anchor hold at Matriarch's Mercy Monastery. I had Val set the location on our map. I recognize we're juggling multiple crises, but I'd suggest we journey there sooner than later.
All right.
May the plan favor us against long odds.
Dorado. Matriarch's Mercy.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return that? The grand plan is the predetermined order to the
I didn't expect us to wander into the scene of a murder, but somehow I'm not entirely surprised. Anomalous events have a way of spreading, multiplying. We should find a way inside. There might be clues to what happened, and where Anais's research is now.
There were 2 anchorites in there earlier. These are the 2 that you had to ask for the book on electrical doors when we were here earlier.
They should have been sealed in that room to focus on their studies uninterrupted. No one in or out. I'd suspect the missing anchorite knows something, at least. We should ask her. Might be some signs in there of where she went. The terminal at Winter's Grasp said Anais' work was sent here. There might be signs of that, or where the missing anchorite got off to.
Okay. Private journal, anchoress Anya Chow. Do not read this. This means you, Wilhelmina. Now, I can't tell who wrote this journal because Chow is one of them and Wilhelmina's the other. And the journal's written like someone observing both of them. So I'm not entirely sure how this was written. Like, who wrote it? So it says Chow wrote that when she confronted her cellmate, which makes you think it's Chow's journal. But maybe it's my character's interpretation of Chow's journal. In the final entries, Chow appeared worries. Must be Chow's journal. At any rate. Series of manifesto-like musings from Anchoress Braun have been pinned to the chalkboard. Most of the comments rail against the current order regime while others extol the virtues of the Department of Preemptive Casual Redirection. The universal equation should be our primary concern. All else is distraction, farce, and needless prolong of suffering. I'm not done, Marisol. Blunt force trauma to the head and a puddle of blood nearby. So this, can't really say,
I've had a chance to look
Chow.
around. You seem like you've done a thorough sweep. We should discuss what we've uncovered.
Did you see what was posted? Looked like some kind of super dense logic puzzle manifesto.
A disputation of current order methodology focuses mainly on our presiding bishop, but saves ample room for the laureate council and previous regime as well. I believe I got the gist by efficiently skimming. The general concern is that the order has lost its way. My old department is repeatedly mentioned in a favorable light. Anais' work is regarded highly.
Well, I've identified the body. It was Anchoress Chow.
Poor thing. Blunt force trauma to the occipital lobe, I believe. Possible signs of an altercation. Might have been an accident. Might not have been. Hard to say with just a superficial glance. At the very least, her cloister-mate Anchoress Braun has some explaining to do.
The datapad had references to the research at Winter's Grasp.
I saw that. I believe it was Anchoress Chow's diary. Spoke about regular visits by an exemplar Southworth, who requested access to Anais' work. Chow seemed worried they were conspiring about something. That they'd mentioned an old order research station.
Any idea where she went?
That old research facility seems the most likely spot to look next. I know the coordinates on Eden. Place by the name of Point Obviation.
What else did you glean?
I don't know what happened to Anchoress Chow, but leaving a body behind is suspicious. And the disputation reads like a call to arms for any fringe thinkers in the Order. There's no destroying the copies at this point, I'm afraid. We're past that. The research is out there. We need a way to keep anyone from taking it up further in the future. If we go in guns blazing from here, it will only continue. We need a plan to annihilate the idea.
What do you mean annihilate the idea?
This is the exact sort of work we did at the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection. Diverting problematic events. We learned how to best respond once things begin to spread. We developed tactics at the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection to minimize unforeseeable consequences. We can discuss once we see the situation on the ground.
All right.
Yes. Time to seek out Anchoress Braun.
All right. I will meet you guys back at the ship, and we will go from there. Okay, we're here. Head back to... Oh, hang on. Eden, and we're going to go to Point Obviation. Okay.
Halt! Abide! Cease any and all manner of perambulation. Don't know who you all are, but unexpected guests are categorically unwelcome here. How'd you even find this place? Maybe I should just shoot you and glean details from your logs.
Ah, exemplar, if I may. Surely you recognize such a notable member of our cohort, Marisol Delgado. The Endpoint?
I can't recall if I ended whoever came up with that name. Surely hope so.
You were head causality intercessor of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection, right up till the end, correct?
More or less.
Well, what a fortuitous alignment of low probability events this is. Our efforts here are based on your former department. You should confer with Anchoress Braun straight away.
Grand idea. We'll speak with her directly.
We actually sought to find you and others of your program, Intercessor Delgado. A serendipitous event, you arriving. Assuming you'll vouchsafe for your colleagues, you may all proceed. You'll find Wilhelmina up the lift, 4th floor.
Welcome to Point Obviation.
Anchoress Braun is continuing Anais' research from Winter's Grass. I'm sure of it. Best play along for now, until we can ascertain the best course of action.
Playing along. Duration. Indeterminate.
Yeah, don't jump off the side.
I do have a unique interest in what you all are doing here.
I am a longtime vocal exponent of your work, Intercessor Delgado.
Anchorites are reclusive and highly regarded in Order Society. Anchoress Braun's presence here indicates the importance of this facility.
Some of these are fun to read. Sent something out into space, asked for help. Their version of a fidget spinner. Trials and tribulations. So I'm not entirely... This feels current. Point Obviation was shuttered long ago, implying this is like a current post. Makes it sound like she still wants to continue, but that's just not how it goes. Cosmos in a bottle. Fresh start. After more than 20 years of inactivity, it's refurbished. Soon enough, we shall achieve ascension. 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 Hallelujah. Alright.
Oh, who's this? Oh, yes, I remember you. We met earlier at the site of my former seclusion.
I gave you books.
I've heard much of your exploits since. If I recall correctly, you helped prove Anchoress Chow's argument that violence is sometimes necessary. I admit I have modified my stance toward that more recently. I understand you allowed Seer Wiley to go free, yes? Once was a time I would have made that exact same decision. And as for you, I've been informed that you're Marisol Delgado. I've read your file. An impressive body of work, though often quite mortiferously inclined.
Less so over time. There were too many pesky repercussions, I came to find.
Yes, well, to what do we owe the pleasure? Are you familiar with our goals? Come to join up, perhaps, or should I say re-enlist?
Re-enlist? What are you talking about? Restarting Marisol's department? We came here after finding Anchorite Chow's body. This new cell is much nicer than your old one. And you seem pretty unfazed about Anchorite Chow's death. Now, we're supposed to play along, and I don't know how much of this influences the later conversation. I'm not sure. But let's choose... Cell's much nicer.
Isn't it, though? So much more room to think. No one else leaving their sweaty breeches next to the comestibles nook. It's a refurbished test chamber, in fact. The facility was originally utilized in experiments by the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection, so it's highly appropriate for the vital work we're doing here. You saw the disputation, though. Tell me, what did you think? You read it, yes?
Suffered a willful absence. I wonder if this is whatever an answer for whatever your own personal background is. Having only played as professor, I don't know. Sort of interesting. Remind me of the rest?
You're right. You're right, it did. Normally I'm the soul of fastidiousness, I assure you. I hope you can forgive my unconscionable error as I summarize my main points.
We'll overlook it this one time. Go on.
Surely you're aware of the myriad errors of our current presiding bishop and previous regime. One of whom shut down the division that operated here, the other squandered it. Our sect aims to end human suffering, sooner than later. We've taken great inspiration from your former department, from their methods and their science. To solve the universal equation in our lifetime requires bold action, clever calculation, and assiduous work.
How'd you end up here from the monastery?
Yes, we have Grace, that is, Exemplar Southworth, to thank for that. Her visits to the anchor hold were quite thought-provoking, as was the research she showed me from Sia Bujold. Bujold's thinking was unconventional, ahead of her time. Why, in fact, she's here with us now today, overseeing an experiment that proves her researcher's theories.
Really? Sir Bujold is here, at present, in this facility? The one we're presently standing in?
How unexpected. She's always such a surprise. How long has she been working here?
Not long at all. We reached out to her on Cloister. She agreed to join us immediately. If you thought her work before was captivating, wait until you hear the experiment she's overseeing now. The intent is to represent the building blocks of the universe within a test chamber, then extrapolate data revealing the universal equation from the micro-universe that forms.
Sounds like it could change everything, one might say.
Why, you should go see for yourself. As former colleagues, I'm sure you'd like to reacquaint. Go on. I'll call down to let her know you're coming.
All right.
Yes, she's monitoring the experiment. I'll have elevator access unlocked so you can join her. Do please stay in the observation area, though. The work is quite delicate. We'll speak further after you check over Sia Bujold's work and the experiment concludes. Oh, so exciting.
Too slow. Research observation.
How much longer do you predict preparations will take?
Almost ready. Perfect timing for
Test chamber controls. Logs. Big picture. Calculated risks. Back to work.
Head Intercessor Delgado, what an opportune time for you to appear. At the perfect moment to assist our experiment.
What in the endless void are you?
Shh. Comms off, but others are near. I need your aid before this ridiculous affair careens into disaster. Can I rely on you this time? Or will you already intend on scurrying away again?
We'll do whatever you need.
The test involves 4 stations. Each represents one of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. Zeranium gas, macro-ivs, nucleons, N-rays. All the usual stuff. That test chamber is where all are meant to mix. To simulate a mini-universe I can apply my theories to, pull data from, and deduce the universal equation in a reduced time frame. We know what happens if that's successful. So I need you to muck with each station's settings, then initiate the experiment.
We're actually only going to muck with 2 of them. If you alter all 4, you won't be able to get Braun to back down upstairs afterwards. She will be unswayed. So we are only going to alter 2, but we still have to interact with all 4. We're on it.
Hold on. How? Why are you even here?
I came to derail this line of inquiry in such a discommodious way that no one would ever consider trying it again. For all the aforementioned reasons of it likely causing, or at least queuing up and leading to, the end of all things. You chose to leave me behind, again. So when they came calling, I thought it an opportunity to sort it all myself. Yet, admittedly, at this moment, I could use your assistance.
This shouldn't be your burden. It's on me.
You don't get to decide that, or adjudicate, or coolly comment in a steely growl. Not falling for that a 10th time. Help, or stay out of my way.
Alright.
I, for one, am certain. Even if I wasn't, now is not the time to dally. Sooner you start, sooner this will be finished. All you need to do is adjust each station's settings slightly. Things will cascade from there. Remember, subtlety is required.
We're only gonna affect
if we
2.
alter the experiment input data in a less than delicate fashion, Braun will notice, I assure you.
The guards on the second floor won't appreciate visitors, so avoid getting spotted. Here's a maintenance key. Head down the vent.
Alright.
It's only the fate of the galaxy riding on it. So perhaps...
I trust that is the sound of science going exceptionally well.
Okay. There's one guard, and he walks up and down the hall. We have some good time, but keep an eye on the mini-map on him. So we're going to get these two, and this is going to be one of the rooms that we mess with. Okay. We're going to combine these two samples. Also, there is no... You won't get reinforcements if you end up having to kill him, just FYI. I did test that. Okay, this is one of the rooms we're going to lock in as is. We're just going to lock in the N-ray settings and not change anything at all. This is the other room that we're going to lock in without doing anything with. We're going to go this way because that Zeranian room is the only one that doesn't have boxes under here. You can still get back into the vent, but it's just a little more awkward and it's easier to cross over. See, there's no... Like, you have to jump up off that thing, which is really weird. Okay, so in this room... Did I pick up the rock? Okay, there he goes. Okay, so I can do this with the professor background. If you have an option to do the first one, go ahead and do it. Else we're going to use a rock. Yeah, we're not going to remove anything. That's too much. Probably too much. I really don't know. I haven't tried that one. But we're supposed to be subtle, and removing whole things seems less subtle. Alright.
If you're done,
Test chamber controls. Purge oxygen.
Did it work? Did it work? See, was it a success? What happened?
hold the applause just yet. I need to run the numbers. I'm sending the others back up to you. They can describe the proceedings in detail.
I shall await their arrival. Anchoress Braun out. That is how these messages end, yes? If not, farewell.
The results of the experiment will be a career-ending embarrassment for Anchoress Braun. But she won't accept this lightly. We'll need to do more.
Yes, our next steps here will be crucial. I know this type of mission well. Granted, my targets were always meticulously well-researched beforehand.
You'll need to convince her, destroy her logic, end this research for good.
This is going to involve math,
All
isn't
it
it?
requires is a forceful array of incisive argumentation, logical reasoning, coercive persuasion, and cognitive contortioning.
You mean one of our old brain-off maneuvers? Really? That's what the rank and file in our old department used to call it. Provost Bolding considered it a casual moniker unbefitting of an order scientician.
Make Braun give up on science, logic, and reason entirely. Then no one will ever dare continue the research again. Between you and Marisol, it should be a light challenge. Easy.
None of that sounds particularly easy.
A brain-off against an order anchorite isn't entirely without risk. We could employ certain other methods to deal with her. From our former department's playbook.
Oh, yes, a book you wrote titled Making an Execution Look Like an Accident. Despite the moral quandary ideally involved, unseen consequences still abound.
That's hyperbolic at best. Data suggests significantly fewer unpredicted outcomes than outright murder, if properly executed. And I'm quite capable of skewing results in our favor.
And here I thought you'd begun to change. Let's hear it.
Let's convince her she's an utter failure, but try to leave her alive.
Thank you for listening. That's a relief.
Honestly, I'm relieved as well. I have been trying to be different. From the person others believe me to be.
From the legend? If you're retiring as the Endpoint, we'll need to find you a colorful new sobriquet.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get going.
But in the event you should fail, you'll need a viable backup plan, or it will erase any chance of success completely. The Anchoress is housed in a test chamber similar to this one. It's been refurbished with some rather tacky furniture, but much of the old experimental apparatus remains. There is a hatch near the elevator upstairs. An external ledge leads to a vent system that can connect the two chambers. Doing so will expose the Anchoress to a lethal atmosphere. I'll need to make an announcement afterward that an accident has occurred tied into the experiment.
For an extemporaneous plan, it's not a bad one. What if the Anchoress realizes what we're doing and calls for help?
I'll cut off her comms when she begins pleading. Oh, that sounds even more heartless when I say it out loud. Please choose wisely. Here's the hatch key in case you need it. May all your endeavors elicit expected results. And Marisol, do keep out of trouble.
There you are. You saw the experiment through to the end, yes? The data hasn't arrived yet, so please do tell. Was it as beautiful as I imagined? Any inklings to the result? Perhaps I oughtn't to have recloistered myself till after the experiment concluded, hmm? Well, don't just stand there. Tell me everything.
Seer Buchholz was very thorough, but there were some issues.
Some issues? You seem like softening the blow. Was there a malfunction? Was there some error in the calculations? Wait. Let's start from the beginning. Step me through your understanding of what's gone awry.
The experiment was deeply flawed on a conceptual level.
Really? In what way?
Spawning a faux mini-universe to solve the universal equation doesn't make a lick of sense.
Did Seer Buchholz fail to explain? Using her theorem, we can map the position and path of every atom in a simulated universe, then extrapolate that to solve the equation. This was just a start. Such models typically make an enormous amount of errors at first. All quite expected. An anticipated setback, nothing more. It simply needs to be revised and refined. You certainly seem to be making a lot out of this, though, one must say.
Anchoress Chow doubted your plans. Her final words claimed you'd been swayed by flattery.
I miss her skepticalness and insight. If we could agree on a topic, there could be little doubt in its logic and rectitude. Look, there may be some validity to some of your points, yes. But we'll improve. We will continue to stride forward. There's absolutely no need for all this doom and gloom.
Are you sure? Because our predictions imply both are inevitable if you pursue this. There's a Science 9 option.
Oh, is one of you a seer now? Because I put considerable more stock in the prognostications of the Order's prime mathematicians than I do any old run-of-the-mill soothsayer. Now, is that all? Because I think I've had enough of all this. Everything we've done here is built off Seer Buchholz's research, which is quite brilliant.
You think it's brilliant because you fail to grasp all of its intrinsic errors. And then these are both level 14, which is pretty high.
That's both incorrect and rather mean. Ah, the experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. Perhaps there's something here to help prove or disprove any of what you've been saying. Everything seemed within acceptable parameters.
This is the line you want.
Variance.
If you want to get out of here without fighting, this is the line you want. See, your own data supports everything I've been saying.
Oh, come now. One bad test doesn't mean the science is completely flawed, does it? This has been a difficult conversation. Challenging, disputatious, at times compelling. Yet I remain unswayed.
If I may, I have a point I'd like to add.
By all means.
There's a critical flaw in Seer Buchholz's approach I think best illustrated by this English phrase. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. I much appreciate this jest. Very simple, yet clever. Because in English, the word like can mean similar to or I prefer. And flies can be to soar, or plural of the insect. Through this perspective, it functions, makes sense, is humorous even. But in another language where words' meanings differ slightly, it does not. The framework we interpret the statement from changes, thus rendering it uninterpretable. False. Buchholz's method of shortcutting the universal equation is much the same.
It lacks context. When you extrapolate the data from the mini-universe to the larger one, the information itself may scale correctly, but fail to interrelate. This little colloquy has proven rather arduous, and your points fail to... Wait. Considered as a whole... Damn it. No, I see it now. You are correct. We have obstinately and misguidedly blundered along here. The flaws in Buchholz's research now seem apparent. Time for me to admit my errors. I'll need to inform everyone. Shut down research and operations. What will I do now? There's no place for me. Go. Leave me be.
Our work here is done, it seems.
Okay, so if you want to kill her or have to,
With an unfortunate announcement. Experiment was a failure. A line of inquiry has proven intrinsically flawed. I became dazzled by bold, captivating.
so you would just do it here. Just hit select. Probably still kill her, actually. Sort of interesting. After you get out, then kill her. I don't know. Never follow your heart. Oh no. Alright. Let's get out of here.
Simple truth table for turbulent times.
Just in case.
I understand now why they say never meet your heroes, Intercessor Delgado. You've truly been an enormous disappointment. A key experiment fails and Anchoress Braun abandons vital research right after you and your consort arrive. And we are all to believe these events were unrelated?
That's circumstantial and more than a mite bit paranoid. I expect better from an Order scientician. Even one from the Department of Applied Scientism.
Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado.
If you dug deeply into the research, you'd have noted its faulty reasoning.
That might have worked on Anchoress Braun, but I've talked to more than 4 people in the last 10 years. I'm not buying it. The Anchoress, poor trusting soul that she was, may have believed you were here in good faith, but I don't. You're looking more and more like enemies to me.
We discovered a great deal of falsified data.
Fascinating. You know, I reviewed that work myself, right? I'm well versed in manipulative prevarication from feckless mutineers. Try again.
Looks like we might be fighting anyway, even though we got past Braun.
I could always choose for you.
Because I certainly don't have any of the 20s. So you can see far more than the Anchoress then. You realize she's smarter than you?
Are you done? I know you're to blame. I just wanted to see how far you were gonna take this. I can't believe Anchoress Braun fell for any of it. Fellow exemplars of the Order, commence hostilities!
I thought by getting Braun, we would get out of here unscathed. Nope, cancel.
Resorting to violence.
Gained the aggravator? I guess I didn't loot her last time. Aggravator. Fires tiny plasma heated pellets that goad enemies.
Agent vitals have fallen below acceptable parameters.
Let's try this out. I'm no longer used to reloading. Alright, well, that's enough of that. There we go. I love this bullet blender. Not gonna lie, I tested up through Braun. I just assumed getting through Braun would get us out unscathed. Apparently not. That's alright.
Approaching target coordinates.
Is there still someone here? I thought this was just a scientist. Oh, it is. Alright.
Look who it is. The legendary former head intercessor of the Order. Another mission successfully completed. Made it through all that without a scratch, hmm? Glad to see. Here's a future I'd always hoped for. You listened. Didn't just rush in like, I am Marisol Delgado. I am always right, even when I'm wrong.
The credit or blame belongs to the commander here.
Don't put it on me.
Ultimately.
You forget I know you. You always thought you knew better. No one could ever convince you of anything. Before, that is. Good to see. Maybe you are facing yourself.
There are a few things I'm still not used to saying. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please. And thank you. But thank you, Anais.
At any rate, I'm off. You all take care now. Marisol, don't be too enigmatic or anything. Try. Before I forget. Meant to give you this earlier.
It's her upgrade kit.
Oh, thank you, Anais. Goodbye.
Guess we'll never know.
Oh, Braun obviously murdered her. Thought you knew that. Perhaps it was an accident. Perhaps she simply wanted to knock Chow unconscious so she could sneak away. Or not. Indefinite immurement isn't for everyone. Even the finest minds may crack under the strain. But her canned, feigned concern about Chow, how she kept changing the subject, both belied an underlying sense of guilt to me.
Sure you're doing all right after all that?
Oh, not really. Not yet, at any rate. Everything's a bit raw right now. But suppose I will be. Thank you, dear.
All right, let's go check out her upgrades.
Commander, it's customary to evaluate results. I've had some time to cogitate over what occurred at Point Obviation. Some parts don't sit right with me still. Wonder if you and I might talk it through.
Okay.
A bit, yes. With the work I used to do, I'm no stranger to guilt and regret. Midway into my requisite sleep cycle is when it usually plagues me the most. With Anchoress Braun, I know what we did was right. I know it saved lives. But we tricked her. Forced her to doubt her mind. You heard her. She's not just dissuaded. We broke her. And yet, such actions were par for the course for me in the past. When my remorse for Braun rears its head, it will need to get in line.
I'd bet Exemplar Southworth's reaction's the farthest thing from your
I
mind.
wouldn't bet against you there. Yes, Southworth was complicit. And
And
now
she's
dead.
dead. At least we don't have to worry about the universe ending now.
Well, one hopes. According to Anais, we greatly reduced the likelihood of that occurring. It's not zero, but completing the brain off lowered the chance significantly.
Have any other old flames who might threaten the fate of the galaxy I should know about?
Say there are no present perils from my romantic past I'm aware of. Though I can't rule it out completely. No, I'm thinking more about Anais. She seemed pleased that we listened to her concerns, so I've changed, apparently. Thanks to you.
You've been beaming since we left Point Obviation.
It's been a while since anyone gave me a good talking to like Anais did. And I'll admit your influence has been rather positive. I'm pleased with the path I'm on now. I didn't think this is what the plan had in store for me. I've been facing myself with the same zeal I face my enemies. With tidier results. Appreciate you taking the time to talk it over, Commander.
All right, now her upgrades. And she's unlocked energy dispersal. Look at that. Okay, Marisol. Her pistol now charges her companion ability when it deals damage. It also deals slightly more damage. It now extends the duration of hostile effects on her target. Also deals slightly more damage. Let's choose this one. So I never really had a problem taking advantage of her effects. Gains a shield whenever you spend gadget energy and slightly increases the effectiveness of her armor. Gains charge for her companion ability whenever she takes damage and slightly increases the effectiveness. Let's give her a shield because I forget shields. Okay, now in here, companions. Marisol. Is this what it said? I've already forgotten what it said. After using Marisol's companion ability, you immediately refill some of your gadget energy. I bet that's it. I think that's it. So we just got that additional perk because she's fully upgraded. And there you go. There is Endpoint's End and upgrading Marisol.